The genealogy of Jesus different in Matthew versus Mark, contradiction in the Bible, 017. Taken from Bible Contradictions, St. Mary University. This bold man, don't know what his name is. Let's see what he says. He says, let's look at the birth of Jesus in Matthew and Luke. They're both interesting in that they are completely at odds with another. Read both lists and compare them. They are both very different. Both claim genealogy of Joseph back to King David. So obviously this man is talking some rubbish. Let's have a look at why they're so different. Okay. Let's look at this video first. What is he saying?
Let's think for a second about the birth of Jesus, having come through the recent Christmas holidays. The birth of Jesus is recounted in two of our Gospels, Matthew and Luke. They're both very interesting accounts. One of the most interesting things is that they are completely at odds with one another. Sometime simply read through Matthew chapters 1 and 2 and list everything that happens, and then read through Luke chapters 1 and 2 and list everything that happens and compare your lists. You don't have to take it from me or from anyone else, just do it yourself.
Okay, we'll have enough of that. I did it myself. This can take a long time. I tried to condense as much as possible. Let's continue. So why are they so different? Okay, the two lists. Okay, let's do this scientifically. Let's sort both genealogies according to time. This is the method we're using. Find matches and mismatches in both lists. Do deep dive into the mismatches. Time to show the workings. Okay, let's do this very quickly. So basically, in Luke, as you can see, it starts off with Joseph. Here we go. It starts off with Joseph and finishes with God. So that list is in reverse order. Matthew starts off with Abraham and finishes with Joseph. So that list is in contrary. The list is in opposite way round. So what I've done, I've taken this list and I've sorted it. The Matthew list, and I've sorted it just so that both lists are in the same order. So we have Joseph at the top. As you can see, I've sorted Matthew's list using this sort order column G, so that both lists are in the same order. Can you see that now? So Joseph here and Joseph here. Okay. All right. So now we can have a comparison. So where there's a mismatch, I've highlighted it red. The baseline I've taken as King David. You know what a baseline is. I'm not going to explain it scientifically, but that's base 0, so that's what we're using as our reference point. As you can see, before King David, there's a 100% match back to Abraham and Isaac. After that, for the Matthew, it's out of scope because Luke has the entry, and Matthew doesn't go back far, so that's out of scope. So there's nothing wrong with this. Out of scope, it's just they don't have that list in Matthew, and that's totally green. For Luke and Matthew, the only difference is from King David to Joseph, and so why is it so different? Let's look about the background of Jewish culture. What does it say? It says a mother's family is not to be called a family. This is taken from the Talmud. And it basically says that in a genealogy, you should not list the women's side of the family. Okay, a mother's family is not to be included or called a family. Okay, so that's just Jewish naming culture, naming convention. Yeah, that's their naming conventions in their genealogy. Okay. Let's have this list. Taking that into consideration, let's have this look at this list in more detail. Okay, it says here, you can see the pattern here. So this is the as is the Bible. This is the Matthew is the reversed version. But let's have a look at it. So he was the son of Levi, he was the son of Jani, the son of Matthias, son of Nahum, son of Nagai, so on and so forth, so on and forth. Now, why would Luke want to suddenly break the Jewish convention and put daughter of? So let's just say that he put in she was the daughter of Eli, the son of Levi, the son of Jani, the son of Matthias. It doesn't make sense to break Jewish law and suddenly put a daughter in there. That's going against Jewish law. So that's the reason why Mary isn't mentioned explicitly in Luke. Females are allowed to be mentioned. It just says here, women's side of the family is not to be mentioned. The side of the family, yeah. So you can include additional information. So in Matthew, it does include additional information. Includes Mary, a virgin, faithful to God. Includes Bathsheba, taken into adultery, but worshipped God and converted to Judaism. Pagan Ruth, who's a pagan, converted to God. She said, where you will go, I will go, and where you will stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Ruth 1:16. Rahab, she was a pagan prostitute living in Jericho, converted to God. Tamar, a pagan, described as a prostitute converted to God. So we have here women with powerful conversion stories and family and faithful to God mentioned in Jesus' genealogy as an addition to the male bloodline. So they haven't broken this rule, yeah? This woman's side of the family is not to be mentioned, okay? Okay then, so there is no contradiction because, as you can see, anything after David, King David, is green or out of scope. Anything before David is simply because they don't mention women directly in the genealogy. Absolutely no. You can mention the family, the site, the woman, but you can't mention the woman's family. Yeah. You see, read that. Look, read it carefully. Woman's side of the family is not mentioned. A mother's family is not to be called a family. Yeah. Don't mention the woman's family. Yeah. You can mention a woman. Look, you can mention a woman because it does it here. Yeah. Yeah, because these are very powerful conversion stories. They have powerful things to say in their lives, yeah? So let's have a look at the genealogy, what it actually physically looks like. So this is the genealogy of Jesus. This is through Mary, described by Luke. 100% correct. This is the genealogy described through, by Mark through Joseph. 100% correct. Both genealogies are 100% correct. So what is the conclusion then? So facts 1. Luke captures Jesus' genealogy for Mary. Matthew captures Jesus' genealogy for Joseph. The lists are different because they are for different parents. Yeah. Facts 2. Luke follows the traditional Jewish format of genealogy by listing males and omitting females. Matthew includes all the males but includes additional females with powerful conversion stories. These female families are not mentioned. So the conclusion 2 is both genealogies had to omit Mary directly to be in line with Jewish law. Both genealogies omit the female's family, so are consistent with Jewish law. Yeah. Fact 3. Luke writes that Joseph is only a supposed father, further confirming Joseph is not Jesus' blood father, and that the Luke's lists belongs to Mary. Let's do a visual check on that. Is that really the case? Look, it says here, he was the son, it was supposed, Jesus Christ, supposed son of Joseph. What does supposed mean? Not real, yeah? I suppose, yeah. I was supposed to go to the shop, but I didn't go to the shop, yeah. I suppose he's not. He's a caretaker father, and that's confirmed by the virgin birth, yeah. Okay. You done the visual check, so this bit's. I'm not making this up. You know, you look for yourself. Conclusion 3: Jesus was definitely born by Mary, as documented in Luke. Therefore, the final conclusion is this bold man hasn't got a clue what he's talking about, and this is 100% not a contradiction. This guy is absolutely got no clue what he's talking about. Thank you. Bye bye.